Hi guys, welcome to Method Golf Fitness. Today we're going to be talking about most people's favourite exercise, bench press. I'll take you down in a minute. Yeah, benching and golf, it doesn't mix particularly well. Obviously chest, front of your shoulders, triceps, they will help you in your golf game, but also if you overdo them and you start to form some imbalances, you get a bit tight on the front of your shoulders, it's not going to be great for your golf. So I'm going to show you today how you can bench safely for your shoulders so you won't get injured and hopefully not get any of the imbalances, but still all the benefits of the bench press, which is a great exercise for upper body strength, gaining muscle if that's your goal, and overall hopefully help. Right, we're about to get into some benching. The main focus of safe benching and avoiding any tightness in the front of your shoulders is getting your shoulders in a good position to start with, keeping them in a safe position on the way down and on the way up. Some people, they sit up really well and then they just lose all tightness and their shoulders come forward. So you need to get your shoulders in good position and keep them there throughout the whole movement. This actually helps isolate the chest a bit more than if you were doing it with sloppy form, so it's actually good for building mass on the chest anyway. One tip I do have, if you have one of these bands, which I recommend you do, they're amazing for any type of exercise. You've seen me doing face pulls with them and all sorts, they're great. In between sets on the bench press, what I like to do is band pull aparts, so I'll either sit there or I'll stand up and you hold it kind of shoulder width apart, and you just pull your chest up and you pull apart, really squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back. If you bash out a few of those just while you're resting between sets on the bench press, that's going to help keep the muscles on the back activated and hopefully train you to hold that nice brace position, which I'll show you in a second. So that's just a tip for while you're resting between sets. The main thing is getting your shoulder blades, turn them upside a bit. Your shoulder blades, a lot of people sit like this, I'm guilty of it as well, and it's just kind of everyday life, you tend to fall into this position, which is not very good for your health, not good for your posture, and not good for your body. So bench press, if you do this, that's no good. You're going to get injured, you're going to get tightness, and it's not going to benefit you in any way. Your shoulders, you need to squeeze your shoulder blades together as tight as you can. Feel like you're holding an apple or something, or trying to squeeze a pen or something between your shoulder blades, and then you need to pull them down. So they're squeezed tight and pushed down. You see that pulls up my chest, my rib cage is expanded, my chest is up, it's not folded over. Shoulders back, you almost want to roll them together and down. And then that is the position you want to bench from, because that keeps your shoulders in a safe position. They're not hunched up here. That's really dangerous for your shoulders. Put them in a bit of a dodgy position really, you don't want to do that. So you roll them together and down. That's a nice safe position to press from. And the thing I was just talking about, where people lose tightness in the movement itself, you need to make sure these shoulders stay the same place. And to do that, your elbow, instead of going back in a straight line with your shoulder, needs to tuck in slightly. You want to feel like your shoulder and your elbow aren't in a line. They're actually kind of 45 degrees. If you sit side on, that's actually 45 degrees down. That's not 90 degrees to my shoulder, and obviously it's not down my body, it's 45 degrees. That's generally a good rule for keeping your shoulders safe in the movement. Another thing to note is your hands, your wrists and your hands should stay above your elbow joint throughout the movement. You don't want to go offline with it, because that puts stress on other muscles that you don't want to be interfering in this movement. It should just be mainly chest, shoulders and triceps, and keep them safe. So I'm going to jump on the bench and show you how I set up. I like to, if you can push off something, that would be good, because you want to kind of push your shoulders into position. So squeezing that pen or apple or whatever you want to imagine, and then pushing them back so your chest comes up. You want to push off the floor with your feet and really dig those traps into the bench, and then make sure you're in a nice tight position. The first few times you do this, it might be quite hard for you to keep that position because you're not used to squeezing those muscles. And you can see that creates a bit of an arch. I can get my hand under here, which is a good thing. A lot of people think that's putting your back in a bad position, but that's actually a lot better for you. If you're flat on the bench, that's going to be pushing your shoulders forwards and making it very hard for you to be in a safe position. So we really want to squeeze those shoulder blades together and down, and make sure you push off the floor, dig your shoulders in, and you'll actually keep a bit of tension in your legs. You're going to use some leg drive in the bench press. So you feel like you're pushing yourself into the bench. That's going to get you in a really good position. Now you grab the bar, you don't want to go too wide, because that again is going to make you want to flare your elbows. And then we're going to unrack the bar. That's going to be nicely over my shoulders. My wrists are over my shoulders. I'm pushing off the floor, shoulders are back still, nice and tight. We're going to slowly come to the bottom, touch the chest, and push back up to the start. Now break that. And throughout that whole movement, my shoulders maintained that nice position, back and down, elbows tucked, and then came back up without pulling my shoulders out of place. If you find that you can do half your reps like this, and then your shoulders do get dragged out of place, then just drop the weight for a bit. Make sure you can do a full set of whatever reps you're aiming for without your shoulders coming apart before you put any more weight on the bar. And hopefully you'll have a nice strong chest, shoulders, triceps, and no injuries, no tightness, and you can get on with your golf game, start adding some yards to your game, and also continue doing your, well, most people that work out, their favourite move. Every chest day you won't have to fear. And you can continue doing your favourite move, well, a lot of people's favourite move, the bench press, without it interfering with your golf and with it actually helping. So next time you're benching, make sure you put these tips into place. Grab a band when you've done your set. Do those band pull aparts we were talking about. That just activates the muscles on the back of your shoulders and upper back that help keep you tight throughout the movement. Practice your leg drive. Practice the setup on its own. You don't have to do reps. Just practice getting in that good position, and I think you'll make some gains and hopefully see some improvement on the course. Give it a try.